The road to the future games presented by Publix continues. I'm Cory McCartney, joined by PBR Mississippi's Matt Miller. Matt, good to have you in.
Hey, appreciate you having me.
Absolutely. One of the top arms that Mississippi is going to be bringing to the future games July 26th to the 29th at LakePoint Sports is Cannon Hensarling, right-hander out of Ocean Springs and SBG Sox, top 5 at the position in the state in 2025. What is Team Mississippi getting in Cannon?
Well, I tell you what, we've had our eyes on Cannon for a couple of years. We've always middle infield prospect. He's real fluid on the infield, bat, moving in the right direction. And then I got a text several weeks ago about possibilities from certain organizations about guys we would want to look at hard to take to the future games. And one of them was Cannon, and it was more about him pitching. And honestly, we saw Cannon in January at our preseason All-State or preseason ID. I think he came to the ID event because he couldn't come to the All-State event because we already really knew who he was. But he was only around 81, 82 on the mound. So when I got the text about him, I was kind of, we've seen him before. Not sure if he's a guy we want to take as a pitcher. But look, man, he came to our Magnolia State games about 2 weeks ago and was consistently 88, 89. Never really dipped below that, and it was fun to watch. It was real effortless also.
Yeah, he's got that swing and miss slider. What part of the arsenal do you think is really going to open up some eyes for those hundreds of college recruiters that we'll have on hand?
Well, I think his secondary stuff plays really well. His fastball is unique because it seems so effortlessly, and that it should be a pitch that he's able to move around the zone and set up all of his off-speed stuff. So if the effort he shows on his fastball should make his command really good in the zone. So it sets up everything behind it, and that's kind of what I view. Now, his secondary stuff is getting better, and his fastball is jumped quite a bit. So he's that guy that scouts need to really pay attention to because he's come a long way in about 6 months or less, and you never really know where he's headed after this. I mean, I think I saw him at 91 at the event yesterday, and you're talking about a 10-mile-an-hour jump. I know January is not when you show your best fastball, but that jump is pretty impressive. So you never really know what's left in the tank and where he'll be a year from today.
Well, Matt, excited to see what Cannon has in store. Appreciate the time. And next up is my interview with the 2025 right-hander. That's Cannon Hensarling, who's going to be part of Team Mississippi for the PBR Future Games. Cannon, man, appreciate you joining me.
Thanks for having me.
So you get that email in your inbox. What was the reaction like knowing you're going to be part of Team Mississippi?
Well, I was really excited just to get seen, just as much as everybody else that got invited to it. Just a great way to get seen.
I know you've been teetering into the 90s with the fastball. Have you gotten there with any consistency? I know the PBR events, they've had you right on the cusp of it.
Yes, sir. Well, at PBR state games, I was sitting like 88. Only topped out at 89, I think, but 2 weekends ago in Hoover, just a PG, I hit 90. But
what was that moment like for you? I mean, you build towards that when you get to 90. What the first time? What's that feel like?
I mean, it was great. I've been working on it a lot. Just consistency, long toss, everything, plyos, just adds up.
How do you get to the point where that's the norm, where we're talking about Cannon sits in the low 90s as opposed to just touching the low 90s?
Well, I mean, just getting after it in the weight room, just like I said, just long toss, everything. That's been the biggest thing for me, just long toss. Getting after it with the plyos and stuff every day, just consistently.
I know the PBR scouts love your slider. What do you feel like makes that pitch so effective?
I think it's the late break on it. I've talked to my catchers all the time. It sits there and just breaks late. And almost because it comes out of the same arm slot and it looks like a fastball and just breaks really late.
So I always find it interesting that guys set goals differently in the summer than what they do during high school season. The high school season, the goal is I want a state championship. In the summer, you guys are kind of bouncing around playing these different tournaments. You're trying to win as many of them as possible. From a personal standpoint, though, how do you kind of like have a checklist of what I want to get accomplished in the summertime?
Well, in the summer's all about just getting seen, with the team and yourself individually. But just like the futures games, summer's no different. It's just getting seen, winning ball games with the boys.
If we have this conversation next year, what do you feel like is that thing that if I can do this, I'm going to be a little bit closer to where I want to be as a pitcher?
If I just consistently keep throwing strikes. I've been working on just commanding my fastball, throwing that 2-strike slider and splitter, just commanding my fastball, especially just first pitch strikes. That's where I want to get.
It's always the mental part of it, right, too? It's like you got to know how to flush away failure, pitch to pitch, batter to batter, inning to inning. What are those kind of steps that you take to kind of flush away things when it's not going right?
Well, to me, I say it out loud just in my glove, you know, just to flush it, just get it out of my brain, and then you got to know you're the best guy out there no matter what.
That gloves hurt some stuff then, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, man, I'd love to have guys take me through their grips. I'm going to get you a ball and have you show you your grips. Sound good?
Yes, sir. I have a 4-seam fastball, just getting after it, commanding the fastball in the zone. Just make sure that fastball just releases like this. And then have my slider right here, little fingers right here. Just throwing it just like the fastball, no different at all. Just tight late break. That's the key to that. And then I have a split change. Get the horseshoe right here. And then just putting these 2 fingers on the edge right here and just pronate my wrist this way. Almost that feeling. And it'll have a certain spin like this.
Cannon, man, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you show out at the future games in July back here at LakePoint Sports. If you're not already, make sure you follow LakePoint Sports on all our social media channels. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You get so many more of the athletes that come here to show out.